Tony Khan doubles down on anti-AEW Twitter bots claim. Samoa Joe comments on a confusing AEW debut, and an ECW legend is making a big return next month. It's all in the wrestling news right now. TK had some trouble with bots. This was something that he revealed a couple of weeks back, where he said that the majority of the anti-AEW sentiment he believes is coming from Twitter bots that are designed to undermine what AEW is doing. Beep boop, beep beep boop. Khan continued to talk about this with TV Insider. He talked about the reaction to his claim that the bots are at play, bringing down AEW, and he doubled down on it. He said, what I've seen was a lot of anti-AEW accounts that are really focused on the things they don't like. A lot of these are legitimate things. Some of those points I'm trying to address. Some of them I don't agree with. But the point is, a lot of these are the same people. They are a handful of accounts that are being run by a few people running a lot of accounts. Those are real people. A lot of their engagement, their retweets, likes, people responding and signal boosting for what they are saying, those are bots. You got a network of a few people with a lot of identities powered by a bunch of bots. I'm not making this up. I've hired IT experts that put together a much more sophisticated explanation that I'm capable of giving. It's a real thing, or I wouldn't have brought it up. I have a pretty good reputation in this business for honesty. To which TV Insider responded with, so was that tea or coffee? Yeah, so I mean, okay, we laugh we laugh and we joke about this. There is no doubt that Twitter bots play a part in the online activity across the board.
Exactly.
You see it in everything.
Literally everything, yeah.
Not just AEW, but around the world.
Yeah.
I think the worry is when you say something like, okay, he's doing the research and fine, you'll have some. I think it's one of those things that you get the research from it and then you go, okay, so if it turns out that so much of the sentiment is bots, if it turns out that, I'm not saying that it is, nor am I saying that it isn't. If it turns out that is the case, then simply when you look through the mountains of feedback and critique and pros and cons, you go, okay, well, these 450,000 accounts I can dismiss because these are merely bot accounts. I can focus on these, who are people that, whilst there may be some trollsome intent sometimes, there is genuine concern and critique for the show. Yeah. That's the best way to put that.
I think you've absolutely nailed it on the head there. It's just one of those things, isn't it? That if you know you've hired IT experts. My uncle works at Nintendo as well. If you hire IT experts,
is he Super Mario?
He's Super Mario.
Get in, mate.
He knows that secret level that nobody else knows. But I've got the cartridge that I can play it.
Ask
but nobody
him what
else.
he's done with the Pikmin.
I'm so sorry.
Ask him what he's done with the Pikmin.
I'm so sorry. It's like, okay, if you know that these are bots, why don't you just move on from it? It doesn't really matter. It's inconsequential if it's bots, man. Like, just why are we hearkening on this still? It's one of those things.
Once you know the data, then do with it what you need to do with it. Because all it does is it unfortunately feeds a lot of that anti-AEW sentiment. And there is anti-AEW sentiment.
Of course.
There's also pro-AEW sentiment. There's anti-WWE sentiment. There's pro-WWE sentiment. But when you go on and say, the majority of the things that I'm here seeing are Twitter bots designed to bring down AEW, there's multiple Twitter accounts that you're just going to play into their hands.
Yeah, and
you're just going to absolutely play into their hands.
You're absolutely right, and that's not what you want, because then that just encourages them even more, doesn't it? As well, and then it'll just keep going, spiraling, and this and that and the other, and it's like that's unfortunately just what the internet can do, and it's unfortunate that a lot of us we've had things happen before on the internet, and then we kind of just we hold on to them for far too long than we need to. It's like just that's it.
Yeah, that's it. We've got there are bigger things to focus on. Tony, mate, you're running 2 wrestling promotions, a football team.
Yeah.
Use that energy to get angry at Twitter bots, to remember to drink water.
Yes.
There's some advice for you. Best of luck to you. Now, so there was some anti-AEW sentiment, or was there, from a debut last week, which was Satnam Singh clattering Samoa Joe. And a lot of people who watched that ended up asking, what, mate?
Who? I'm sorry, pardon?
Now, QT Marshall was on Desert Island Graps yesterday. Nice to chat to QT Marshall.
Exciting.
And we talked about that. And one of the things that he said was, by Battle of the Belts, people were sold on Satnam Singh.
Yeah.
They were so quick to go, this is a rubbish debut, this is a confusing debut, why put this on last? There was a lot of frustration towards it. Samoa Joe talked about that in the New York Post. And Samoa Joe said on the criticism of the Satnam Singh angle that saw his AEW debut and his subsequent ROH title win get overshadowed by that. Joe said, I think hemming and hawing over minor things like that are ridiculous. I understand people have their opinions and feel a certain way about it. I personally think it's silly to sit here and continue to harp on about it.
Tony?
So Joe was, there you go, Joe was involved in it.
Tony, listen to Samoa Joe.
Yeah, Tony. Sorry, I can't snuggle. I've got to tell AEW hater 14862 they're wrong. So Joe's not bothered.
Yeah.
And maybe we shouldn't be either. Also in the New York Post, he talked about his time with WWE. He said, I wasn't overly frustrated with everything. Things like that happen in terms of him leaving WWE. It worked out at times and sometimes it didn't, and that's how it goes. I don't really sit here and dwell on the things and punish myself over things that I cannot change or never will be changed. I'm squarely focused on what's ahead of me and not behind. On how people felt in WWE about AEW's formation. So it's always interesting to hear this from the other side of the fence. He says the more competition there is, the more it drives the other guy to do better, to be better. It's healthy for the industry. It's healthy for everybody. Nobody was like, oh no, not another place to work. It's true. Anyone who was like that is asinine and stupid. I don't know why anyone would think like that. And they some nice comments from Samoa Joe from the New York Post, which is out now. It was good to see Joe back in the ring last week.
Oh, it was so
And I think if he's going to be a focal part of what Tony Khan has planned for Ring of Honor, that's very exciting.
Oh, definitely, without a doubt. Just the whole, it was like a dream match last week. Very, very surreal to see Suzuki and Joe together in that match, and it was just big men chopping meat. Don't take that out of context. Big men chopping meat. It was so good, and it's nice to see. It's nice to see Joe's not also very hung up on stuff that happened in WWE. He's just focused on moving forward, and I think that's the best thing for anybody to do. Really, there's no point in sort of just hammering on the fact that maybe I didn't do this in this company and they didn't let me do this, that, and the other. It's like, well, that happens. It happens. It's time to move forward. Let's do some good things.
Some good things could be happening next month at the ECW Arena. Well, formerly the ECW Arena, now Philadelphia's 2300. Which ECW legend is rocking up there next month, Andrew?
Oh, there's no. Drink it, put it in the air, do all that.
Gift that.
There you go. It's gonna be Sandman, Tom.
The Sandman. Exit light, enter night. Take my hand off to the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia for MLW's King of Coliseum. He's going to be there May 13th. He was part of MLW's very early years. Was the Sandman. And he was there from 02 through to 03. I believe he was a part of a show there in 2019 for the World Court Fire. But this is a really nice emotional return because it's the Sandman and it's an arena where, he really made some of his best wrestling memories.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, that's got to feel really good for him, right? Like, as you said, I mean, a lot of ECW moments happened in that arena as well. Like, it's gonna be really emotional and really nice to see Sandman back there, just doing what he does best: drinking beer, smashing a beer can on his head, and then smashing people's heads in with a Singapore cane. Who doesn't want that?
Somewhere in a parallel dimension, in a multiverse, Sandman is in the WWE Hall of Fame. So we need to think about that multiverse for a little while today, and then check out more wrestling news throughout the day at cultaholic.com. Keys.
Love you, bye.